In a small cottage at the edge of an ancient forest lived Tom, a boy whose curiosity and kindness set him apart. Each day, the whispering woods called to him, its mysteries stirring his imagination far beyond the stories told by cautious villagers. One bright morning, unable to resist the pull any longer, Tom packed a few essentials and promised himself he'd only go a little way in. With a flutter of nerves and a heart full of wonder, he stepped toward the adventure waiting beneath the trees. The woods enveloped Tom in cool shadows and unfamiliar sounds, making him feel both nervous and curious. As he wandered deeper, every movement and whisper of the forest felt alive, as if the trees themselves were watching. Suddenly, a faint, frightened whimper caught his attention, echoing softly through the trees. Investigating, Tom discovered a tiny, shivering puppy hidden in a hollow, its eyes wide with fear. Compassion overcame his fear. He knelt, speaking softly, and offered his hand, hoping to comfort the lost creature. The puppy, uncertain but desperate, edged closer, its cries quieting as it sensed Tom's gentle presence. Tom knew he couldn't leave it behind, not when it needed him most. Cradling the puppy close to his chest, Tom moved carefully through the tangled undergrowth, his heart pounding with every step. The forest seemed to close in around him, the trees towering overhead and blocking out much of the fading sunlight. Every sound, a snapping twig, the distant call of a bird, made him pause, alert for any sign of the path he'd lost. He tried to retrace his steps, but the woods felt unfamiliar, as if they had shifted behind him, erasing any trace of his journey. The forest's paths had vanished, swallowed by thick ferns and brambles. Tom's sense of direction wavered, and the silence pressed in, broken only by the soft whimper of the puppy in his arms. He called out, hoping for an answer, but only the echo of his own voice returned. Soon, the trees parted, and Tom found himself at the edge of a wide, rushing river. The water surged past, cold and relentless, its surface reflecting the last rays of sunlight. The current looked far too strong to cross alone, especially with the puppy clinging to him for safety. The river was a barrier, a challenge he hadn't expected. As the sun dipped lower behind the trees, shadows stretched across the water. Hunger gnawed at Tom's stomach, and a cold fear crept into his thoughts. He felt the weight of responsibility. He wasn't just lost himself, he was responsible for the tiny life in his arms. The puppy whimpered, sensing his unease. But then, Tom remembered the determination of ants he'd watched earlier, marching in a line, never giving up no matter the obstacle. He thought of the river itself, how it kept flowing, carving its way through the land, persistent and patient. Nature, he realized, was full of quiet lessons about resilience and hope. He realized he couldn't give up now. The puppy depended on him for safety, warmth, and comfort. Tom's fear slowly gave way to determination. He wiped away his tears and looked at the puppy, who gazed back with trusting eyes. Sitting by the water's edge, Tom took a deep breath and tried to calm his racing thoughts. He listened to the gentle sounds of the river and the rustling leaves, drawing strength from the world around him. He knew he had to find a way forward, no matter how difficult it seemed. He hugged the puppy tightly, whispering promises of protection. In that moment, Tom felt a surge of courage. He would not let fear win, not for himself, and not for the puppy who trusted him completely. As dusk settled over the forest, Tom began to plan his next move. He studied the riverbank, searching for a safer crossing or a sign of help. With hope rekindled, he knew he just needed a plan, and the will to see it through. A cheerful whistle broke Tom's anxious thoughts. He met Lily, a confident girl with forest wisdom, and Sam, her quiet, capable friend. They listened to Tom's story and recognized the puppy as belonging to a farmer across the valley. Lily shared berries, easing Tom's hunger and forging a quick bond. Sam spotted a fallen tree upstream, an opportunity to cross the river. Together, they prepared to help Tom and the puppy reach home. Tom felt hope return. He wasn't alone anymore. The trio worked together, gathering vines and weaving a sturdy rope. Sam anchored it to the fallen tree, creating a makeshift bridge. Lily taught Tom to tie strong knots, and the puppy watched, tail wagging. Crossing the river became a shared adventure, not a solitary trial. Tom's fear faded, replaced by teamwork and trust. On the far bank, he realized challenges shrink when faced together. The bridge was more than wood and vine, it was friendship in action. Tom stepped onto solid ground, changed by the journey. The woods thinned as they neared the farmer's house, the trees giving way to open fields bathed in the soft glow of the late afternoon sun. The children's footsteps quickened, their hearts beating with anticipation and relief. After a long day of searching and wandering, the sight of the familiar farmhouse felt like a beacon of hope, promising warmth and safety. The air was filled with the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant call of birds returning to their nests, as if nature itself was welcoming them back. From the sturdy brick chimney, smoke curled lazily into the sky, carrying with it the comforting scent of burning wood. It was a sign that someone was home, waiting, perhaps worrying, but always ready to welcome loved ones back. The farmhouse stood sturdy and inviting, its windows glowing softly, hinting at the warmth and comfort inside. The puppy, sensing the nearness of home, wriggled with excitement. Its tail wagged furiously, and it bounded ahead, barking joyfully as if announcing their arrival to the world. The children laughed, their fatigue forgotten for a moment, swept up in the puppy's infectious energy. At the gate, an old man stood, his face etched with worry that melted instantly into a radiant smile as the puppy raced toward him. He knelt down, arms open wide, and the puppy leapt into his embrace, licking his face with pure joy. The old man's eyes glistened with tears of relief and happiness, his heart full once more. Overjoyed, the farmer turned to Tom, Lily, and Sam, his gratitude shining through every word as he thanked them for their kindness and courage. He invited them inside, promising warm milk and freshly baked cookies. The children's faces lit up, and they eagerly followed him, the promise of a cozy kitchen and sweet treats too good to resist. Tom felt a deep sense of pride and contentment settle over him. He realized that today, he hadn't just helped reunite a family, he'd also discovered the true meaning of friendship and community. The children and the old man shared a joyful moment, laughter echoing through the farmhouse, their hearts connected by the adventure they'd shared. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink, the children gathered around the farmhouse table. They shared stories of their journey, their voices mingling with laughter and the clink of glasses. The bond between them, forged through challenge and kindness, felt unbreakable. When it was time to leave, Lily and Sam hugged Tom tightly, promising to visit again soon. The old man waved from the porch, his heart lighter than it had been in days. Tom knew he'd return the favor, for true friends always find their way back to each other. With the sky fading to twilight, the children began their walk home, their spirits bright and their hearts full. The journey had changed them, leaving them with memories and friendships that would last a lifetime. Tom's walk home was different. He saw the woods as a place of wonder, not fear. The golden light of the setting sun danced between the leaves, casting playful shadows on the path ahead. Every rustle in the undergrowth, every distant bird call, felt like a secret invitation to explore. The trees, once looming and mysterious, now seemed to whisper encouragement, their branches swaying gently as if applauding his bravery. Tom's heart was light, his steps sure, and the world around him felt alive with possibility. His parents greeted him with relief, noticing the quiet confidence in his eyes. They embraced him tightly, sensing that something within their son had changed. Tom's smile was different now, wider, more certain. He stood a little taller, and his voice carried a new strength as he told them he was home. The worries they'd felt all day melted away, replaced by pride and gratitude. They listened closely, eager to hear about the adventure that had transformed their boy. As he recounted his journey, they saw their curious boy had grown braver and wiser. Tom described the challenges he faced, the friends he made, and the lessons he learned along the way. His words painted vivid pictures of the whispering woods, of laughter shared and fears overcome. His parents marveled at his courage and the kindness he showed to others. They realized that Tom's adventure had not only changed how he saw the world, but also how he saw himself. That night, Tom reflected on courage, teamwork, and the power of kindness. He thought about the moments when he felt afraid, and how the support of his friends helped him push through. He remembered the joy of helping others, and the warmth of being part of something bigger than himself. As he lay in bed, Tom realized that true adventure wasn't just about exploring new places, but about discovering new strengths within. The Whispering Woods was no longer just a dream, but a place of memories and friendship. The laughter of his friends echoed in his mind, and he knew that the bonds they'd formed would last a lifetime. The woods had become a symbol of possibility, a reminder that even the unknown could become familiar and welcoming with a little courage and a lot of heart. He drifted to sleep, proud and ready for whatever adventure awaited next. His dreams were filled with new journeys, each one brighter and more exciting than the last. Tom knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but he felt prepared to face them, armed with the lessons he'd learned and the friendships he'd made. The world was vast, and Tom was eager to explore it. With the dawn of a new day on the horizon, he felt a sense of hope and excitement. The adventures of yesterday had given him the courage to dream even bigger, and he couldn't wait to see where his curiosity would lead him next.